Welcome, everyone, to Formula Worldwide Leagues presents the finale of Friday Night Lights. Season 11 is all coming to a close right here at the Circuit of the Americas. I'm your host, JimCab, and we are joined by Mr. Roach himself. He just jumped in the party, but he did not derail my introduction. But,
Almost did.
what's that?
Almost did.
Almost did, but not quite. So, anyway, yeah. So we're here. I'm gonna go through some housekeeping items, right? So I've already done the tests on the audio. Maybe just check to make sure on your end that you're actually coming through. I do have party audio included.
I just included my audio, so we should be good to go.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so here we are, round 12 of season 11 at Circuit of the Americas, as I said. And if we're looking at the Drivers' Championship, Sketchy Bull has officially clinched the title. He did so last week. Oh, Roach, can you turn the audio off? I'm echoing in your background there.
Oh, what the hell?
Do you have the stream playing on a computer somewhere? That's probably
Nope.
it. Oh, I can still hear it.
Nothing.
Well, that's not going to be fun.
I can try turning my headphones off and turning them back on.
Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, Sketchy has officially clinched the Driver Championship, his fourth in FNL after 7 seasons, if not more. I don't think I hear my echo anymore, so I'm going to say yes, that's better. Yeah, so he's got a margin what Sweat Randall would require to be able to steal the championship here in the last race. So, Etchy has announced that this is his last season at FNL. He's retiring. I don't know if he's retiring from our league and just going to piss off and go race somewhere else.
retiring?
Sketchy is retiring.
Is it confirmed? Because he said that he might stay if he can snag Plube for FNL next season.
Oh, now he's saying something like that? Okay, well.
He was talking about it 2-3 days ago.
Oh, was he? I did not hear anything about that, so.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Okay. That's his whole thing. He's retiring because he's never had a more so competent teammate to help him out with points and all that. So he thinks that if he can snag Plug for next season, it won't be him carrying Team Red Bull, and at least he'll have a competent teammate who will consistently be scoring points.
Sorry, I'm being inundated by small children or insisting that I talk about them on the stream, but we'll discuss that later. Anyway, I didn't catch that comment of him saying he's going to stick around if he can draft Plube. I mean, so he'll pull a Tom Brady, an Aaron Rodgers, a Brett Favre, where he's retiring, he's not retiring, he's retiring, he's not retiring. So the fact of the matter is Sketchy is a 4-time drivers champion in FNL after at least 7 seasons with us, and he's lost a championship to Gifted. He's lost a championship to that one-shot guy. Well, that's not what his name was, but like he was here for the 1 season and then he left, and I've already forgotten his name.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that guy was nuts. So, anyway, and yeah, so he's confirmed. He's clinched his 4th title. Now, as far as the Constructors' Championship goes, the battle is still on for that. It's actually a 3-way fight. Williams is in the lead with 181 points, and we do have 2 Williams drivers out, both good drivers. Sweat Randall, who is on an outlap, so I think we're going to actually go and follow along with him right now. Roach, am I going crazy? Do I see raindrops? Do you see raindrops in your feed?
Depends where on the circuit we are.
because the sun is out now. It started a little cloudy, and I thought I saw some raindrops, so I thought it was going to rain. In any case, Williams.
No, it probably could have been going onto that long back straight where the sun's glare and give
Maybe.
out that sort of effect. But I don't see any raindrops from any of the drivers.
All right. So yeah, Williams currently has a 7-point lead on McLaren, and
Okay.
got both Williams drivers here today. Arsenault has set a provisional P2 lap of 131.818. Sweat Randall's on his out lap, and he definitely is, up there. He's posting good quali times this season. Then we have McLaren's with We the North and and Spicy Noogies. So We the North currently has a 132.486, and Spicy's got a 132.953. So they have a good chance between those two teams. All it takes is for one of them to kind of collapse on themselves and crash or get tangled up in something, and then the other team has the chance to steal it. Then we have Red Bull, and Sketchy is true, like you said, Roach. He he's never had a good teammate, but that's what happens when you are the top driver. You get the 10th pick for your teammate. So he's had some bad luck, but it's been at the expense of 4 championships. So, but Red Bull is what 24 points behind Williams. So there is a mathematical chance that Sketchy can win this championship all by himself. It would require both Williams and both McLaren drivers to DNF or score amongst the 4 of them only like 1 point per team. What do you think? Is that even possible?
I'd say so. Considering how chaotic the WTF race got, I wouldn't put it past it.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, as I've been blathering on, I've been following along with Sweat Randall here still, and he's now P3. So, I mean, Williams, if they perform the way they do here, they're going to win this championship, which will be really interesting to see. Now, I'm going to switch a little bit because you mentioned WTF. We do have confirmed a 4-time WTF champion, KDM. I was hoping he would actually be here tonight. He did mark down as a tentative as a reserve, but he's not. So, but he has won his 4th WTF championship in about as many years, or as many seasons, I should say. But his team, Kick Sauber, did not win the Constructors' Championship, and I think that is actually the first time where he has not won the Constructors along with the Drivers' Championship.
Really, I think it was McLaren that won the constructors for WTF. Well, I believe it was. I'm not entirely sure.
So Sketchy has responded to me in the chat, and he says, I don't know what, it was just a WTF. I highly doubt I'd get him, but mostly retiring. So we'll see what happens. But, I mean, we've got a long ways to season 12. So there's my badoomts. That's not a joke, but it's my segue. Maybe my segue is the
You
joke.
never know, because who could want to advance over to FWL?
I mean, he tried at one point. So, and he has reserves.
The whole thing is, though, the couple of us who were thinking about advancing over, when you said that we would have to drop the whole WTF, we were like, ooh, because Ploog was in the fight.
Yeah,
It
but I
was
mean,
Ploog, and then this was before I just went to complete shit. So I could have been in.
yeah, but I mean, as
So,
a full-time driver, so I mean, yeah, you don't want to give up your seat, but you can reserve in FNL, so you kind of get the best of both worlds by staying in WTF. But especially if you've started the season there. So, but Plube may decide that he wants to do a full season in FNL and throw his name in the hat for the season 12 draft. So.
oh no, for that I understand, but I mean, we were all thinking about it when you kept bringing up that there was open seats throughout the season.
Yeah, yeah, that's just the normal thing. I always just throw it out there in case anybody's got it. But and those are more for the reserves who can only race Fridays or only want to race Fridays. Same thing on Wednesdays. So, but I mean, I want it open to anybody who decides if they wanted to make the change. So, anyway, I'm right now riding along with Sketchy. He has not set a fast or a lap time yet, and I think he's. It's not saying he's on an outlap, but he had invalidated the lap he was on, and he was full ERS, and now he is on his way. So we're gonna follow along with him as he dives into turn one, a little tricky uphill left-hander, and then he's ripping through these S's, and when you've got them, when you nail them, they're really satisfying to navigate through, you know.
Yeah.
And then outside of, as soon as you finish sector one, you're now going through that little squiggly part of sector two, in through the DRS detection zone. And then I don't know what turn number that is, but it's the hairpin turn right before the very long back straight where the second DRS zone is. And then you've got, say, a hard. Oh, Sketchy goes around. I was going to say a hard left turn, not quite a hairpin, but a very sharp left turn into sector 3, and he spins it around. So he has not yet set a time, and I wonder if he's just going to go in the pits right now, just abandon this, and then he's got 3 minutes and 50 seconds to get in the pits, put some fresh rubber on, and try one more time. Do you think he's going to be able to pull this off? I mean,
I think you should be able to.
it's going to be tight though.
I think he'll be able to pull it off as long as his Wi-Fi doesn't do what mine was doing to me.
And that's why you
I
guys should not be on Wi-Fi. You should wire your Xboxes and PlayStations and computers.
Well,
Little
to be fair, the router is in the living room and I'm in my room. So
Wi-Fi doesn't. Well, okay, I see what you mean, but yeah. So, okay, now we're riding with We the North, the second of the McLaren, season P6 provisionally, 131.920. But right now, he's ripping around setting up a new hot lap. But looking at the telemetry on Sector 1, he's like too slow, like a second slower than his best. So let's move on to Sweat Randall. Let's see what he's doing. He's on a hot lap. 131.930. 1/100th of a second separates 6th and 7th place. And Sweat Randall is actually improving on his previous best time by about 400ths. Hard on the brakes into the left-hander into the back straight. DRS detection or DRS zone in effect. Have that wing wide open, and that down this stretch, it really does give you a boost. But then you have a little bit of that uphill that you have to do, and that kind of sucks away a little bit of that advantage with the DRS. So, according to the game, Sweat Randall has set a fastest sector 2, and he is definitely still improving on his time. Based on my math here, he might actually be moving himself up into 5th or maybe even 4th place. So final turn down the front straight. Good enough for P5, 131.742. So not quite enough to dethrone Evaz, but a minute and 24 seconds left, and everybody is out. Well, almost everybody's out on the track. We the North is in the pits. He's guaranteed he's not going to be putting up anything else. Lobster's in the pits. He's sitting P13. He's only going to go down. And then Sketchy's on an outlap. Heat Gang's on an outlap. Gas Girl is on a hot lap in the Alpine. Let's follow along with him for a little bit, see what he can pull off here in the dying moments of this qualifying session.
Might I say, hats off to the birthday man himself.
Yeah.
Gifted.
A 131.016. And he's like a full half-second clear of Arsenal, who's retired from the session. And TTV says, wow, he's not quite enough to dethrone Gifted there, but that's pretty good. 131.342. TTV has been very impressive in his reserve role for Aston Martin this year in FNL. So I know he's got a reputation of being a little wild in the past, but I think he's really put up a lot of effort and shown that he's cleaned up his act. He knows how to race fast and cleanly, and I think he could be somebody to watch out for here. Final turn for Gas Girl. It's good enough for a P13, knocking the Lobster down. Heat Gang is now done. He has not set a time. And Sketchy Bull is on a hot lap, currently sitting P15.
To be fair, Heat not setting a time is fair, because this fucking track sucks for the run down the straight, or run to turn 1. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 all suck. To be in the middle of that pack, not fun.
Oh, you mean like on lap 1? Yeah, it's just...
Yeah, on lap 1. It's not a fun time. So that's understandable why he'd want to start further back.
Gifted best betted Gifted broke into 130s right before Sketchy was about to dethrone him. I think Sketchy had his time beat, and then Gifted set an even faster time. And TTV is still out there, but there's no way he's sitting. It wouldn't have
been enough.
Yeah, he's not. He's not going to do anything there. That's it. There we go. Gifted.
No. Sketchy wouldn't have dethroned.
Oh, he wouldn't have.
He would have barely been behind.
Okay.
It was a 31.016 from Gifted.
Wild.
And it was a 31.054.
So there you have it.
He would have barely been on him again.
Yeah. But yeah, there you go. Gifted with the pole position. Sketchy in P2, separated by 0.08 of a second. TTV in P3 with Evaz, Arsenal, Curtis, Meow Slayer, Sweat Randall, Spicy Noogies, and We the North rounding up the top 10. McLaren needs to improve on where they are right now through this race, because that's not going to help their championship.
Hey, Jim, so we do have a couple people starting on the hard tire. We have Meow, we have Corey, and that's about it.
Interesting. All right, it is a cloudy start to this. I don't know what the forecast is showing for the players. I'm not going to go look. If you want to pull up somebody's stream and maybe see when they were in the menu on your end there, but otherwise we'll just make it a surprise and see what happens.
I think a surprise is better.
But here we are on the formation lap. Gifted in the Mercedes, setting a pole position tonight on the final race of Season 11. So I'm going to take a few moments just to quickly talk about what's going to happen after Season 11 is over. We have one more race left in the Season 11 calendar for NEA, which is a year to be in Division 2. They run on Saturdays at 8 p.m. BST in British time, or 3 p.m. Eastern time. So we have our last race tomorrow. Weston's is most likely, well, he's already clinched his championship. He's going to clinch his first championship there, and I don't know who the team is. I was looking at it earlier, but I do not remember anymore. We do still have BBR races that will go right until the middle of November. That's one of the other leagues that merged with us. Their calendar doesn't end. It wasn't aligned with Season 11, but we will all be aligned for Season 12. They've got Saturdays is F2, so we've got a race in tomorrow in Singapore, and then Sundays is the Division 3 F1. But as for the America side of things, FNL and WTF are going to return for Season 12. And we are not going to start the season until January. We're going to run 6 registration races, gather everybody's quali and race pace times, and then compile a nice, healthy draft list. And then we'll have our team principals draft their teams for Season 12 for both FNL and WTF. And I think there'll be a fun way. We've got Thanksgiving, Christmas, so we'll just have all these races, a little less stress. Give people some time to, take a break and all that fun stuff. So, but the grid's all.
What I'm noticing is Sketchy's going really, really hard on this opening.
All right.
Pointed directly at Gifted.
Yeah, I could totally see that from the camera angle right at the start, but Gifted still gets the jump on him. Covers off the inside. Sketchy's right behind him. Nice and clean through the first corner, at least for the front of the pack, but we got some action in the
and
back.
What did I say? There is a massive pile up in the back, 6 different cars.
Curtis, Corey Zillow got caught up in that, so did Curtis. But Meow Slayer is the biggest loser in this one. He's all the way at the back of the pack in the Haas, behind Massive Noogies, who didn't set time at all. He instead opted to disqualify himself, as he always does. So now the Hosses are at the back, twitching out like mad. Maybe I should stop focusing at the back of the pack. Let's go to the front of the pack here. Following along with Sketchy, who is half a second behind Gifted, as the whole field is nice and relatively put together. There isn't a lot of huge gaps forming yet. And, the biggest gaps right now is just the 1.3 seconds between Arsenal and TV, and the 1.3 seconds between Curtis and Foe. Foe is a reserve, started off as a Hosp driver, bowed out because, I don't know, people hated this game when it started. Gas Girl is spun around and now taken up the final position.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, as we start lap 2, and Sketchy has still within striking distance, and DRS will be opened here. So he's going to have that huge advantage on the back straight.
Arsenal will not be getting DRS to one man, though.
No, he won't. So the top 3 will be able to kind of break away from him a little bit. But Ivaz has got to hurry up if he wants to get into that DRS detection zone himself. He's just skirting. Oh, I think he might have just made it. But we're still following along with our leaders. Gifted leading Sketchy by 6/10, which is going to get chewed up in a hurry. And TTV right behind him. Sketchy, I could see, I just went to the pod version and I could see Sketchy was totally taking a look on the inside without moving his car too much, but couldn't make it happen. He has set a fast purple sector 2, of course, with that DRS down the back straight. Defoe, meanwhile, has moved himself up into 7th place.
Oh, and there's contact again.
Ooh, who's that?
We have OG Freed
OG
going
Freed.
flying off of the track due to contact with Spicy. No, yeah, with Spicy and Curtis. He was fighting with Fosina, Spicy, and Curtis. Well, not Curtis. Curtis just joined in and kind of bolted him off of the track. But
Well,
last race of the season, and elbows are out for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Except for the back and the front here. They are taking it easy. OG Freed's now got a track limits penalty. But Sketchy has definitely closed that gap. He is now 1/10. He is like right up the back of Gifted's gearbox. He's looking a little bit on the inside. He's going to hang tight behind him, tuck in behind Gifted as he comes up on that DRS detection zone. Gas Girl retires in the pits. That's it for him. The Alpine is done for the day. Sketchy goes on to the inside of Gifted with plenty of time to get past him and take over the lead here on lap 3. And of course, the game being the wonderful game that it is now throwing Gas Girl's DNF'd car back out on the track, so hopefully it won't be impeding any of these leaders here at the front. And TTV, I noticed, and all of that has dropped down to 4th, and now there's a gap of 3 seconds between 1st and 2nd and 3rd. Sketchy has now set the fastest lap of the race. Gifted with the DRS, but he doesn't have enough to get in. Takes a look, tucks back in behind him. They go down in through turn 1 and on their way to the S's. And still keeping within that distance. Both V-carbs are struggling. OG Freed is pitting right now. I know he had front wing damage. Lobster, who is actually a McLaren driver for WTF, but is reserving for V-carb today. Ooh, Gifted taking another look on the inside of Sketchy. Oh, and OG Freed has now retired in the pits. So 4 laps and we've lost 2 drivers. OG Freed probably self-inflicted. Gifted does exactly what Sketchy did to him. Open DRS on the inside of the back straight and retakes the lead on lap 4. So Gifted is currently 4th in the championship. He's got 99 points. This is his 8th out of 12 races this season, so he's missed his fair deal of races here. No wins, 4 P2s, 1 P3. His best quali was 2nd before today, but now he has pole position. Oh no, I'm sorry, oh, maybe that's counting that already. He's got quali, he's definitely got 1 P1 for quali. A win for him here would potentially secure him P3 in the championship behind Sweat Randall. And Sweat Randall's currently in 5th place. Spicy Nookies is down in 9th. So Sweat Randall, as long as he... Oh, there goes Sketchy on the inside. We the North picks up some track limits. And on lap 5, Sketchy takes the lead again. So we may see a lot of this.
More battling. Back of the pack. I mean, I was thinking there's a move on good old Corey. Is there really a move? I guess we'll find out right now. As we go through this long sweeping right turn. Easy to lose traction if tires are already fucking gone. I experienced it multiple times on Wednesday. Not fun.
Ooh, one of the Astons.
And heat gain.
We got a little DRS train here between Spicy, We the North, or sorry, not Spicy, We the North, Corey, and Meowslayer. Little 3-car DRS train. Ooh, is there a bit of contact there? Maybe, maybe not. Oh, and Gifted has picked up a 3-second penalty. Oh, yikes. Heekang is pitting. I don't know if he needed a new wing or if he's just pitting. It's lap 6 of 28. I mean, he better be hoping that there's going to be a safety car. Otherwise, he's going to be just chugging along with that. Meanwhile, back to the front of the pack. Gifted again passes Sketchy on the inside at the end of the back straight. Retakes the lead once again on lap 6. It's going to be like this for a while, don't you think? Until at least the...
Oh.
What we got going on here? Corey?
So, we just had Corey losing the rear a bit as Meowslayer was diving it straight down the inside. So, almost collected Meowslayer. Didn't, however. Really close. But has lost out to Meowslayer and We the North. Both of those drivers can easily drop them. So...
Massive Noogies is moved himself up 4 positions into 13th now. So it'll be interesting to see. Is he going to close that gap to Corey? We the North takes a look at the inside of Meowslayer. But let's go back to the front of the pack because I think Gifted and Sketchy are about to go into the back straight of Sector 2. And I keep feeling like I see raindrops, but I don't know. Riding along with Sketchy, he's not as close to the back of Gifted as he starts this, but he is deploying battery, passes Gifted on the outside this time. Let's try something different, is what they say. Gifted's like, I'm going to go on the inside. Let's see if you can pull this off on the outside. And Sketchy does. Quite easily, I would add to that. So lap 7, Sketchy takes the lead back once again. We've now traded off the lead, I think 5 laps in a row now.
Well, this track is really dominant in terms of DRS. Easy to stay with each other. Which is really what you need for most tracks like this.
Whoa, who is that? The Haas of Meowslayer. Was that him or Massive? So I think it was Meowslayer. It was Meowslayer.
It was Meow.
Yeah, he dropped down. He went. It was in that like that big sweeping right-hander in Sector 3. I think he lost traction. It's easy to lose traction there, and it's so frustrating because if you have the right setup and you can do it flat out. It's great, but then you got to remember, as your tires wear, you can't do it flat out anymore. You have to let up a little bit, and that's what's going to happen. So luckily he kept it off the wall. There's no damage, and he is fighting his way back. He's currently in P12, about 7/10 behind Spicy Noogies in P11, and Gifted is just taking over the lead once again. Gifted did it on the inside again.
And here comes TTV one man, and TTV one man will get ahead to P3 on the road at the moment. And now this brings the two Williams closer together with Arsenal and Sweat Randall. Arsenal does have a look. The door shuts pretty quickly, and Arsenal does lose traction. But it is Arsenal still P4. Sweat Randall is still in P5, and Eve's still in P6. This 4-car train, however, could end very wrongly if the drivers do decide to go for any stupid moves.
or even just kind of ambitious moves, right? You got to have a lot of trust in the driver beside you to
As
know.
Massive would put it, the Enigma's moves.
But you're right. There's
W-
4
w-
cars here battling for 3rd place. TTV is leading them. We've got the 2 Williams of Arsenault and Sweat Randall, and then Avazi Skies in the Alpine rounds out the 4 of them.
Yep.
And meanwhile, Foe has moved up 4 positions in that Ferrari. He's now in 7th place.
Actually, been one of the better races for Hossein in a while.
Actually, the last time he came out, and I don't know if that was last week or the week before, but he did have a pretty good performance. As a reserve driver, he's had much better performances. I personally think he relinquished his seat too early. I think he should have just stayed put and just rode out the tough races. I mean, I'm one to talk, but that's what I think. Sweat Randall's now moved himself into 4th position. Heat Gang's got another track limits penalty. And Gifted is currently in 2nd place.
And it's Hossein and Curtis Chaos fighting for P7 right now. It looks like it is Curtis Chaos who will keep P7. As we have Sweat Randall who is hunting down TTV. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, was Curtis in 8th and then he passed Foe, or was Foe trying to pass Curtis but still ended up staying in 8th?
It looks like Foe was ahead and then Curtis passed him.
Got it. Well, I'm following along with Sweat Randall because he's hunting down TTV, as you said. Arsenal's right behind him. Ivaz is right behind him. Curtis is 4 seconds away, so he's got to pick up the pace if he wants to join this fight. And Gifted and Sketchy continue to battle it out. Lap 10 of 28. And we'll see. Can Gifted do the same thing for what? The 9th lap in a row? 8th lap in a row?
And here he goes.
Ooh, gets a little close. Nice and cleanly done. Lap 10, Gifted takes the lead back yet again. I mean, this battle here has to be like one of the top battles in our telemetry if it works today. So, keeping my fingers crossed.
A good fight between these guys as Sweat Randall does get ahead of TTV. I love looking at the drivers from their onboard cam. I look at the onboard and I switch it to the rear wing cam because it just shows how the DRS comes into play and how much quicker it makes every driver.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Also, it shows how much they're pushing, because I've seen multiple drivers make already really bad mistakes. Different lines are going into play, all of this. And as I'm saying that, TTV is just closing up into Sweat Randall.
Yeah, we're riding on board Sweat Randall and looking behind. We've been doing that for the first whole Sector 1 of Lap 11 here. So we're going to get a really good view of exactly what you were talking about. As soon as that rear wing opens up, there's that 3/10 becomes 1/10 real fast. And then TTV decides he's going to try it on the inside.
And he gets the job
Sweat
done.
Randall goes maybe a tad wide, but TTV takes it over. Takes it back, I guess you should say, because he was holding on 3rd place for a while. He's having to work for this 3rd place, this podium finish, and he's got a long ways to go. And we should have some pit stops coming up soon. I didn't see the pit strategy, but I'm trying to remember mediums to soft. I think you did 12 laps on mediums? Mediums to hards is what I should say.
I do believe it's lap 12 or 13 you
Yeah.
box off of the mediums. Lap 12, you box off mediums and you get a hard.
Okay, down the front straight, Sweat Randall in P4 takes a look on the inside of TTV going into turn 1. He has to go a little bit wide and ends up giving away that position to Arsenal, but Arsenal on the outside line can't hold it, tucks back in behind his teammate, and
he's gonna frustrate Evase back there.
Yeah, well,
because he tucked in he tucked in to frustrate Evase.
Okay, we have our first set
Arsenal
of pits. Massive Noogies is now out of the pits, and he is on hard tires. Spicy Noogies, I believe, is just pit for hard tires as well. So lap 12, and we're seeing the first of the real in sequence cars pitting. I know Heat Gang pit early, and I don't know what Lobster did. He's still on yellow, so I'm guessing he has not pit yet. Gifted's back in the lead. We missed that. He was, I mean, that's like, what, 10 laps in a row now? Yellow sector 2. At the end of the back straight.
Hey, there's Meow Slayer. Meow's in the grass.
Interesting. Whoa, Gifted.
And
oh, Gifted's pitting, that's why.
Into the pits.
Yeah, Evase is that's not a bad idea for Evase to get into the pits.
Evase one-man Sweat Randall.
Arsenal's in the pits as well. No, he's not, sorry. Arsenal stayed out. TTV is pitting. Evaz, We the North, Corey Lanzillo, Gifted, Sweat Randall. Sketchy stayed out. Arsenal stayed out. Curtis Chaos already pit, actually. So he's now up to 8th place. Sketchy's got an 8-second lead on Arsenal. Gifted is still in 3rd place, 9 seconds behind Arsenal. So that's 18 seconds. I think it's going to take more than 18 seconds. The pit stops are longer than 18 seconds. And right now, Gifted is 17 seconds behind Sketchy. Yeah. So, oh, what's going on here? There's somebody moving around at the end of Sector 2. There's some yellow sectors keep flying up, and I don't know what they're for, but Sketchy is now diving into the pits. We're going to ride along with him, and we're going to see, we'll watch that map. Is Arsenal going to pit behind him? Yes, he does, but we're going to go back and watch Sketchy. And Gifted is about to round the final turn down the front straight. Ooh, it's going to be tight. It's going to be real tight.
No. Is it?
No, it's not. No, I lied. It's not.
No, it's not.
No.
He's fine. Yep.
Now, Sketchy's out of the pits, and he's at speed. He is 2.4 seconds behind.
2.5.
Sweat Randall moves into 3rd place. TTV is now in 4th place, so TTV lost out in that pit battle. Evaz still in 5th place.
However, here we come because TTV is right on his gearbox already. This whole train is just still here. However, now we have Fove who can come into this. Alright, never mind. There's a bit of contact with Curtis Chaos.
So everybody is pit. We're good for pits now. The only person I think we're going to have to be who might have to pit one more time will be Lobster, as they pit early.
There goes one man. And one man does get ahead of Sweat Randall for P3 on the road.
Arsenal lost out.
To Sketchy.
Arsenal lost out staying out, but I mean he did his teammate a solid by doing that. I mean I mean Sweat was ahead of him, so if he had pit the same lap as Sweat, he would have been screwed anyway. But Arsenal has absolutely lost out by having to stay out one extra lap. He's dropped to 6th place behind Evaz now. I mean, he could make that up, but Everybody is on hard tires except for... No, everybody. Everybody is on hard tires, and it's Heat Gang who has the oldest set of hards, and he's gonna be the one who's gonna be struggling to keep those hards going.
I think he's waiting for a safety car. It is possible.
I mean, he had no choice. He had to pit early for
possible
that damage, so you know he's basically. And yes, you're right. It is possible. It's lap 15 of 20, so there's still lots of racing to happen. So Ivaz picks up a time penalty. Well, let's take a look at the penalties while we're discussing that. Gifted's in the lead. He's got 2 seconds on Sketchy, but he has 3 seconds in penalties. So if it were to end here, he would end up losing to Sketchy, and Sketchy would win his supposed final race in FNL.
Sketchy has, supposedly on lap 6, he got 2 warnings.
So he's got to be careful with that. Sweat Randall's got 3 seconds, but Ivaz has 6, so he should be fine. Yet Arsenal is still tight and close in with those, so Arsenal actually will win that back. If it were to end the way it is right now, and I know there's lots that can happen between now and then, you know, he would be moving into 4th place. We the North has got a 3-second penalty, so he's going to lose out positions if he doesn't pick up and put a gap between him and the cars behind him. And then we've got Corey, Heat Gang, and Meow Slayer. 3 seconds, 6 seconds, 3 seconds. TTV in 3rd place. He's going to have to fend off Sweat Randall, and that's going to be no problem. Sweat Randall doesn't have the momentum to take that pass on the inside. So this 4-car DRS train continues. This battle for 3rd place. So we're going to be focusing on this for a little bit because the gap in the front is still 2 seconds. So we've got a little bit of time. I don't know that Sketchy is going to catch up that fast. And you know, Curtis is not too far from this DRS train. Sweat Randall takes over 3rd place now. TTV drops to 4th. You know, the other thing that could help out Heat Gang here is if it does start to rain. And then it's like he gets a free pit stop. He needs to change those tires, but I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Lap 17, TTV in the Aston Martin. Down the back straight, down the front straight he goes with the DRS open, but nothing doing here. I haven't seen a lot of moves down the front straight.
Down the front straight, there's no point, because half of the time you're going to end up with a Carlos and George Russell situation back in 2022. So, not the best move to go for.
No. Heat Gang is in some sort of trouble back there. We had a yellow sector 3.
However, these drivers are thinking rational. I'm not half of the time. I'd go for the move if it's there.
Riding on board with TTV. Doesn't look like he's able to do it this time. Interesting.
Blaze is doing a pretty good job at keeping Arsenal down.
Yeah, absolutely.
However, Arsenal hasn't been pushing. Arsenal is at almost 100% ERS.
He's hoarding it. He's waiting for his moment.
But now he's at 86. He was down that straight at 96. 96, 98, so.
TTV's got a good run on Sweat Randall here. Really
Riding on board with the Aston Martin.
Sweat Randall, I don't know what's going on. He's struggling, but TTV is like right up his gearbox.
I was smart from Sweat Randall. He slowed because they were coming up to the detection point, so he slowed down to see if TTV would pass.
On the inside, makes the pass nice and clean. I mean, it's odd. There's these yellow sectors keep popping up, and I don't understand what's going on. Like, nobody's spinning or anything. Although I think, whoa, what's Foe doing way back here in 13th place? What has happened to him? The McLarens seem to be, I don't know what's going on with McLarens, but they seem to be causing these yellow sectors. Or, oh, Meow Slayer's got. We the North is leading Spicy Noogies 8th and 9th. And
as
Meowslayer's retired. What happened to Meows? He pit.
He's in the pits.
Yeah, he pit.
At massive rules on track. And that'll bring Heat Gang up to P14.
So 3 cars. Oh, look at this. Heat Gang. Who's he passing?
Pass on the main straight.
On Lobster. Massive move. Whoa, what's going on there? Oh, that's the dead Haas of Meowslayer. Because why not, right? Let's have a car that retired just thrown out on the track. Gifted is in the lead, but Sketchy Bull is now 1.2 seconds behind him. Sweat Randall is currently in 3rd place fighting off TTV, but they're 13 seconds behind the two. So let's take a look. That's not going to be enough for Sketchy to get DRS.
Oh, but here's the thing between these two. Sketchy's at 10%. When we look at Gifted, who's basically at 70.
Yeah, I don't understand that. The track, the map keeps showing like it just showed turn 1 yellow, and there's no cars there. So once again, EA, thank you for your garbage game.
It reminds me of Dak Prescott, you know? Garbage time. Never performs good. Similar to the Enigma also in this league.
Like, is there a ghost in these corners? Like, what is going on here? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go back to Sweat Randall, because that's the biggest battle we have right now, the battle for 3rd place. Ooh, big wiggle from Sweat Randall on the exit of the final turn. He's got DRS, and he is gaining on TTV, but I don't think it's enough to make the pass happen there. And as you mentioned before, it's a very risky move to make the pass on turn 1. It can be done.
I say go for it.
I mean, final lap of the season, or final race of the season, right? We're on lap 21, so we've got 8 laps to go. and there isn't any rain in sight, so I'm gonna hold out that we're gonna be dry all the way through. But Sweat Randall now has a chance to take over third place again.
All I'm gonna say is, Arsenal, what the fuck are you doing, dog? 90% on the ERS, hot lap on all the time. You're not pushing. You need the points for your team.
Oh, look at this.
And
Evaz on
sitting
the
here
inside of
behind
Sweat
Evaz.
Randall almost had the move made. They're very close together. Oh, Sweat Randall loses the rear and drops to 6th place. We were riding on board with him and looking out the rear. I don't think Evaz touched him. I think he just lit it up. And now is in 6th place.
I think Evaz put too much pressure on him.
Yeah, without actually touching him, for sure.
He put him under threat.
Yeah.
And Sweat just lost it. But this is what I mean. Arsenal, what the fuck are you doing? Because look at this. If Arsenal would have attacked sooner, or if Arsenal would have attacked at all, he would have gotten past Evaz. He could have kept doing what he was doing beforehand, which was keeping Evaz back while leaving Sweat Randall to continue fighting one man. That's what they were doing. They were doing well with it. I don't know why Arsenal chose to sit back with 95% to almost 100 on ERS and just sit there. Let his teammate get attacked. His teammate crumbled under pressure. And there you go. Now you have your teammate running right behind you in 6th place. I mean, you both could have been running P4 and 5.
Yeah, or 3 and 4. And you're not wrong. Arsenal does over Evaz now, though.
And now he goes.
So Arsenal moves into 4th place, and he now is on the hunt for TTV. Moving into 3rd. So, I mean, clearly there wasn't any communication beforehand or during this race. So, he was just sitting pretty, biding his time, keeping his battery juice, stocked and ready to go. I don't think it's a terrible strategy. It just doesn't help Sweat Randall. But I mean, Sweat Randall's a big boy. He can handle himself. I mean, he's supposed to.
But I mean, if we're looking on the terms of the constructors' points and how they need points as a team, they should be fine.
Oh, they're 100%. They're fine.
They're 100%. They're fine.
Yeah,
they should be fine. However, but on terms as a driver, sometimes you don't know if you're fine. So it would have been better to pass up Evaz and defend.
Yeah.
Like you were doing in the earlier stages of this race, or
well,
go past
the good news here is that currently it's more in penalties. So Sweat Randall's going to inherit that place as long as they stick together here. And I mean, it looks like they are going to, right? This 4-car DRS train is not really going anywhere. So we'll see what happens. You don't want to overdo it with your tires, right? Because as you mentioned before, as soon as you start losing that grip, you hit that drop-off point, and you're going to suffer. And I mean, let me take a look at the telemetry here and see. But like, we've got everybody's at about 20. Like Evaz is at 21. Evaz is at 22%. Arsenal's at 21%. Sweat Randall's at 24%. TTV I can't see because his telemetry's not on. I'm using the tool.
Can you send me that tool? That'd probably be pretty useful.
Well, it's the data capture tool that we use for everything. So, lap 24. Sketchy is still in 2nd place. We've been following along with the 3rd place battle for a while, but then that's because Sketchy has not been able to get within that 1 second DRS detection, so he's just sitting pretty in 2nd place. But given that Gifted's got a 3-second time penalty, all he has to do is stay 3 seconds, and then he'll inherit the win, and again, supposedly ride off the sunset with 4 championships and a win in his final race. Arsenal's moved now up into 3rd place, passing TTB. And it almost looked like TTB was going to get swallowed up by Ivaz as well, but not quite. Oh, and then these guys have...
I'm gonna say this.
What's that?
I mean, if Gifted wants to be an ass, he could drop back and essentially give Sketchy the best fight of his life, one of the best fights that he can possibly have, like they were having earlier. Really get the elbows out and probably force Sketchy into another mistake, causing a track limits penalty.
I suppose he could do that. I mean, it's a risky move.
It is, but
I mean, it's not too risky. There's an 18-second gap to 3rd place, so it's not too risky.
Not too risky, and then on top of that, I wouldn't say it's that difficult. He just needs to get Sketchy to make a mistake once. That's all it would take. The Sketchy's already at 2. So.
Spicy Noogies and We the North swaps places. So 8th and 9th stays in McLaren's hands. TTB, we're riding on board. Goes to the inside of Arsenault's Williams. Oh, Ivaz almost took a look and said, hey, I'll follow you into that, and ahead of Arsenault, but no, he did not. So TTB is now back in 3rd place with the Williams right behind him, with the Alpine right behind him, and the other Williams, the Sweat Randall, right behind him. And we're lap 26 of 28, so we're in the home stretch now. We've got 2 laps to go next time around. No, I lied. Yeah, no, I'm right. 2 laps to go next time around. Arsenault down the inside of TTB in turn 1, where we've been talking about it all race. Can you do it? Can it make it work? Is it happening? Arsenault moves up into 3rd place. Nice move. But TTB is like right on his gearbox, like nearly touching the rear of that Williams as they rip through the S's, those high speed turns.
TTB does not want to give this up.
No. The good news is
on board with Evase. Watch the rear wing.
Oh,
we are coming down.
Gifted just picked up another 3-second penalty.
And that's it for Gifted. And here we go down this long back straight. I'm watching as Evase burns the hell out of his ERS.
I mean, it's a great fight for me, Bezos. I'm watching out the back of the Williams of Arsenault. It's a great battle by the 4 of these drivers. Ooh, TTB got a little squirrely a couple of times there. Yikes. That allows Arsenault to open up a gap.
I don't think we need to watch this anymore, these 2. Because it will be Sketchy Bull who will inherit this win, unless he has an incident.
Well, we're still on lap 27. There's still something can happen here for the final podium's spot. So I'm going to stay on the main broadcast on the podium spot until we get to our... Well, actually, you know what? Let me take a look right now, because Sketchy is actually within 1 second of Gifted, and he's going to get...
slowed.
Yeah, he did. I think he got a little squirrely going in there. So riding on board with Sketchy, he's trying to decide inside, outside. He goes on the inside of Gifted well before the final turn of the long straight, and naturally takes over the lead of this race. And all he has to do now is hold off Gifted even if he gives up the position again in the final lap, I know he's going to want to um, to win this, like by being first across the finish line. Here we go, final turn, the second last lap. Down the front straight, lap 28 of 28, Gifted. Second place with 6 seconds and penalties. Sketchy Bull in the Red Bull, first place, no penalties. And we'll ride on board with Sketchy for this final lap. As we see, are they going to battle each other? Is Gifted going to try to at least cross the finish line first? I mean, he's got a
Oh, what the
very...
fuck happened?
What do you mean?
Evase is down 1.7 to Sweat.
He lost some time.
When did he get past?
All right, here we go. Back straight. Sector 2. Sketchy dives into the right hand to try to break the toe. Gifted's got. And Gifted is going to try from the outside. Is it going to make it happen? Ooh, they slightly touch. Sketchy is still takes the lead back. Gifted's going to try on the outside of this tight section here through Sector 3. He's still in second place. Oh, they come very close to touching. I think there might have been wheel-to-wheel contact. Sketchy still... Oh, Gifted almost loses the rear on the final big right-hand turn. And that's it. Final turn, final lap. Sketchy Bull, our 4-time FNL champion. Gifted slowed all the way down to pull off some sort of like half donut. Now we're going to follow along with TTV and Arsenal and Sweat Randall. Who's going to pull out third place? Is it going to be TTV or is it going to be Arsenal? Arsenal's on the inside of the final turn. Oh, and he's not there. Oh, and there's collisions after the start-finish line as cars are stopped, everybody. That was kind of nutty. That was really nutty at the end there. Some mayhem on the track. Massive Noogies moved himself all the way up to 9th place from 17th.
And Evase will drop down in P7.
Yeah, P7 for Evase. Curtis Chaos finishes the season. P6, We the North crosses the finish line. Corey Lanzillo is too far behind to kind of gain any position, so Corey will finish just outside of the points in P11. But there it is. There is our championship winner, our 4-time FNL Drivers Champion, Sketchy Bull, winning his supposed final race here with us to cap off.
That's my CP.
Massive gets the driver of the day. I'm not going to give Massive the driver of the day. You know who I'm going to give the driver of the day?
Driver of the day.
You know who I'm going to give the driver of the day to?
I say TTV.
No, the driver of the day has to go to Sketchy.
That works too.
All right, now let's see if this data actually connects properly. Please do this.
It doesn't connect.
Why? Why isn't it doing this? It's not capturing, and I don't know why. It gets my... This is so frustrating. Well, so we have no analytics for the final race. I don't understand what's going on. It's very upsetting. But... Oh, brother. I don't understand this. It kind of bums me out when that happens, so. Let's do some some stuff. Invite to my party. No, not to the game. You're already in the game, you silly.
Gifted.
One second, Jim, can you give Sketchy FNL at perms?
Sorry, say that again?
You give Sketchy perms to be able to the FNL.
Okay. Just give me a second here. Well, unfortunately, we didn't get data again. Bullshit. I tried to invite Sketchy, but I don't know what's happening. I know Sketchy wanted to do some donuts. We'd have to open up just like another session for him to go in there and do some donuts. I'm willing to do that if we want to do that.
Curtis Chaos just asked if you could turn off penalties and let us all do some donuts.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do this. We're gonna do this.
I'm on board with.
Oh, were you doing donuts in quali? That's funny.
That's why he waited till the end.
Okay.
Do you want to just get? I'll just give him race director perm for a bit and let him send it.
Yeah, for sure. We're just gonna do like
perms.
Do you want to do a race session, or do you want to do a practice session? Let's just do a race session. No quali. We'll just do like a 5-lap or even a 3-lap race.
I'll do some interviews while we do this.
All right, you guys can ready up if you want. So Sketchy, congratulations. Are you really leaving us? Or is this a fake out? Are you pulling another Aaron Rodgers? Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if I'm coming back. Depends how the hunger comes back. Who knows? I may pull a Brady, but as of right now, I'm gladly gonna take a break for a bit.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you in here, man. It will be
the donuts.
What's that?
I think I'm also gonna join in on the donuts.
Yeah, I'm gonna join on the donuts.
I do believe this will
Alright.
be also my last season. I think I'm done as well.
Look, I put in the Discord.
Is that it?
The Discord,
Yeah.
I think I'll stay in, but
Alright.
I think I'm completely done.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, it was a great battle between the two of you, Gifted and Sketchy. I think that was so much fun to watch. I mean, I think you guys did swap positions on the back straight 10 or 11 laps in a row. It was ridiculous. And I knew that once the pits started, when the pit window opened up, that would change things a bit. And Gifted did get the upper hand on that, but yeah, it was most definitely.
Where are we all doing the donuts? That's what I want to know.
I don't know, just do them wherever you want. You take the lead. I'm in first apparently, so I'll just let everybody pass me. In fact, maybe I should change my view. Oh no, I can't change that yet. So, but yeah, again, 4 championships. Your final win in FNL. I'll do the math, but I think you are now the most winningest driver in the league's history.
Don't worry, Gifted will take that spot from me anytime. He'll take that spot. Sweat
really,
will take that spot.
really, PK, really.
A bit of chaos for a final race.
Where are we going, Sketchy?
S's, why not? It's the most wide open part of the track.
The S's, alright.
I'm going to do far chase for this too, since I'm just on my... I'm just in first gear too because I don't know how to gear with the controller.
Oh, hey, Roach.
What gear am I in?
Oh.
I know what to do. This is what I'm going to do. Where'd everybody go?
I don't know, but I just hit someone.
Oh, look. I get to move your car. Make a little cross. Hey, Jim, take a look at this.
Where are you?
Oh, God damn it. I was gonna say, me and Curtis were doing like a, how do you call it? Yeah.
Yeah, what part of the track are you in?
We are
S's.
right.
We're all in the S's.
Oh, you're still in the S's. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Alright, let's catch up to him and we'll do it later. We'll do it in the back. We'll catch up to you.
Busted up a wing. My rear tires are already at 30%.
Oh!
Curtis.
He wants to
Curtis
do the
is-
D to take me out.
Curtis is having fun. I don't blame him.
Oh! Oh!
Alright, let me turn this baby around.
Shit. Almost hit gifted.
I need to get a picture of this. Our old rivals. Let's join the others.
We're all right here at this one spot. It's funny.
Yeah, I know. And it's set in donuts. Oh, let me just get a good space.
Whoa, who was that? It just missed somebody. Oh! He can't get spicy. Oh!
Oh, sorry about that, bud.
50% tires. Whoops! I want to have a puncture.
You can't look at it, baby.
Oh.
I wonder where my tires are at.
Mine
So you guys really
58,
suck at doing
55.
freaking donuts. Come on now.
This is about right.
My tires are so overheated I can't even start spinning.
This is about.
Oh yeah, mine are pretty
Jeez.
overheated too. I just want a puncture.
What is the car pile up on the fucking back straight?
We're just fucking around with each other at this point.
Yeah, I see that.
Keep in mind, this is season 10 rivals. These are season 10 rivals.
Yeah.
I say free for all.
It's me. It was me. Oh my god!
Holy shit!
Oh, I missed
I
that.
said,
What was that?
Oh! Oh! Who was that? Roach. 72%.
Oh, helmet.
TTV.
I went airborne.
TTV man.
No!
We're going bowling.
No, no. Okay. Somebody's got to finish the
Don't
race so they can
retire
get
because half the
the,
grid's already out.
I was gonna say somebody's got to finish the race so we can get the theater mode
Ah! Oh my god!
to get some pictures.
Roach scared the fuck out of me.
Fastest lap, 6 minutes.
We'll take a 6-minute lap time.
I have single-handedly killed Massive Niggies. No, not Massive, Spicy.
Sketchy.
3 wings
And
damage.
an honor
Everything's
be
fucking damaged on this.
a pain in your ass and stealing poles away from you sometimes. And winning
It
a
was fun to
championship
race with you,
against you.
Sketchy.
Of course, you stole that from me.
Yeah, you could have had 5.
Believe me, if I didn't lose to Gifted or Lawrence, I would have had 6. And also, if I lose the logic in my rookie season, I would have had the 7 rings of Tom Brady.
Yeah.
The 7 Tom Brady rings is crazy.
Alright. I'm gonna retire the car. I think I'm done with donuts.
We need somebody to finish so we get the replay.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
do
doing.
that.
Yeah, I've got it.
I just bought some new tires so I could do it. Without
Alright.
the car having a panic attack.
It's one way to cap off the season.
It's
Now-
season
Fun
11.
way to do it.
And now it's time to hand over the Red Bull to somebody else now.
Yeah. Sweat Randall if he wants it, because he came in 2nd place.
Hey, it's gonna be weird seeing someone else take the Red Bull.
Yeah, it is actually. All right.
I'm heading out as well.
Alright,
Thank you guys
peace out,
for an
Gifted.
incredible season.
Have a good night, gents.
Have
And
a great night, guys.
yeah.
Alright, see
Gifted,
you guys.
party chat with me, you, and Heat Gang. Alright, good.
Later, guys.
All right. Later, guys.
Alright, later. Later, JimCab. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Oh, look, I got a puncture. Look at my rear tire. Oh no!